Hello everybody, it's Several204 for another weekly update. A few things today. So, I thought about the order of events, operations to this video, because this is going to be a bunch of really random topics. So, I just want to start off addressing the current world events. I don't feel particularly qualified to talk. I'm not talking from a place of experience or being part of it, but I feel it's important anyway. There's been a lot of protests over the past bunch of days, over police brutality, specifically towards African Americans, and very much support that. You know, to put it plain and simple, Black lives do matter. I don't think that the amount of violence that we've been seeing is justified or right in any way, shape, or form. And other people have put it better than myself. I might talk more about it later, but I honestly, I don't feel comfortable voicing my opinion, because people like to nitpick how you say things instead of what your intent is, and I'm not eloquent enough to avoid people getting into a fight. And honestly, I'm not doing this because I want to start a discussion with people about what I think, because it's pretty straightforward. What I think is that please don't kill people. Also, don't loot stores. But something has to change, and not by the victims. But yeah, if you can find somewhere to donate to help the people that are either getting arrested or have been injured, or the families, please try to do something to help out there. You don't have to spend all day shouting on the internet to make a difference. You can do it quietly if that's your thing. If your thing is to shout on the internet, then by all means, please do so. But people can help in different ways. I don't like shouting. I get very, very uncomfortable. And not just because, oh no, I don't really want to. It's a deep-seated discomfort at the style of trying to do something. So I prefer to do things quietly, but still try to find something that's effective. And something that unfortunately is very effective is money. So, do what you can. In addition, if you are having trouble with engaging with all of this that's going on, but as long as you don't out and out oppose people's rights. If you're just having trouble with engaging with everything because it's overwhelming, and I know how that feels because I'm very overwhelmed, and I'm mostly taking a break from Twitter because it's too much mentally. That's okay. You're not a worse person because you can't spend hours a day watching graphic violence and people being angry and everything. Just make sure that you support when you can and where you can. Everyone has their different roles. You don't always have to be the person that mires themselves in the anger. And it's okay to do other things as well in the meantime. Again, as long as you just keep in mind that you have, your priorities in your support, essentially. Not everybody can be or has to be the loud voice. But as long as you're doing something to help, then you are helping. And one other point I want to make, again, and this is probably one that people get angry at, I'm very discomforted by the people that make blanket statements on Twitter saying, if you don't like, all of the retweets and shouting that I do, please unfollow me, you racist, in various permutations of that. Again, this goes back to the main point. Not everybody can mentally handle it. Just because I support your cause doesn't mean that I can deal with that. Does it make me weak? Maybe, but I have a diagnosed depressive anxiety disorder with suicidal tendencies, so I think I have at least a little bit of an excuse. Muting somebody's retweets because they're bringing you down a dark path and they're not helping anybody, or they're not helping you, doesn't mean that you don't support a cause, in my opinion. I think it's okay to do that. The people who are saying that, I don't think are considering fully how they're saying it. They're being angry at the people that are opposed to the cause. But I don't think that they're particularly considering the people who are just quieter than themselves, but are in line. Especially the people who are the ones that can't follow, are usually the ones that that can't keep up with all of this, but still are on their side, are the ones that have the trouble processing all the anger and everything else. But I'm not telling people to stop retweeting things or to temper their anger, because I'm not going to tell someone how angry they have to be at a situation when I'm not them. But just keep in mind that there are people out there that are on the same side as you. There are a lot of people that are on the same side as you, but are just in a very different place mentally. And like myself. And some of us just have to do things in our own way or at our own pace or with our own amount of time. And it doesn't mean that we're trying to ignore it. It means that we can't involve ourselves as fully, or to the same degree that other people can. And that's just how it is. But yeah, so I'm not trying to call anyone out, because most of my friends have made similar statements or retweeted similar tweets. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I'm just giving them facts, that I know I've had to mute a couple of people, not because I disagree with them, but because I just am not in a good place mentally to handle that, So I prefer to support quietly or less loudly. But yeah, there's different ways to do things. So again, as long as you're trying to do something positive, I think it's okay. But yeah, so that was that. If you're still watching the video and you're not typing an angry comment about what a loser I am and how weak my mind is, hi, hello. It was a week last week. Moving past that, I guess. So there's a few things that happened this past week. It was pretty good. I had the Jewish holiday. And again, you have to have dichotomies in your life. Like, you can fully accept the fact that the world is literally on fire right now. And there's a lot of horrible things going on, but you can also talk about the good things. You are really 100% allowed to talk about the good things that happened to you and say that, for me, last week was a good week. It might not have been a good week for the world, but, last week was good for me. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to be happy. I promise you. But yeah, so I got just to start off the week, I guess, I got a really nice comment on my Rakuin Let's Play. If you don't know what Rakuin is, it's a game by Laura Shigehara, who did the music for Plants vs. Zombies, among many other projects at this point. She's a very nice person, and Rakuin is a very powerful game. And the Let's Play that I did, it's a game involving a cancer patient, but it has a fantasy world and so many messages and so much heart and vibrancy to it, and the ending killed me. I choke up even thinking about the ending to that game. Still, I can't watch. I've looked at my other Let's Plays over the years. I go back to it and I'm like, yeah, that was funny. I still can't touch Rakuin. It's been 4 years, I think 5 years, and I still can't. I still can't listen to myself talk there or go back to it because of it's too much of an emotional thing for me. And if you want to see Dovey at his most emotional that he's ever been in a video, except for maybe one other video that I did that I'm not bringing up here because it's depressing emotional, I guess, the Rakuin finale. But so I bring this up because I got a really nice comment on the finale, and I don't know, I'm not going to read it because that would just be self-aggrandizement, but the person was just saying that essentially, he just got to the game, and he really appreciated the personal connection that I gave to the game through my commentary, and just that how I use the game to walk through my struggles with cancer and inject myself into it. And I really appreciated that because at the time nobody really watched the Let's Play. And this is because it was an unknown game. It was in the middle of my cancer, so my videos weren't doing well, and but I put a lot. I probably put more emotionally into that game than any others. Maybe not work-wise, one of my Zelda Let's Plays or Final Fantasy, but I put more emotion into the 12 or so episodes of Rakuin than I did any other project, maybe combined. And it's just nice to see someone not only watch it and get through it and not say oh, I can't listen to this guy breaking down and crying in the middle of a video, but also just to see them appreciate that and appreciate the fact that I was putting myself into the video. So yeah, it just made me feel good about having done it, because it wasn't just me crying on the internet. It affected somebody. And when you make videos for YouTube, you want to affect somebody, so it was nice. But yeah, so that started off my week, and that's just gonna stick with me, honestly, because again, I can't rewatch Rakuin. I'm crying just thinking about talking about it. It was a very painful and meaningful finale. If you want to have a good cry, I don't know if you'll cry. I cried. I don't usually cry on video unless something really horrible happened, but or the Yurtsite videos for Mike. That's pretty much it. But anyway. See, now I just have to bounce back. But yeah, so that was just, it was nice. Animal Crossing stream this week was really nice. I got to see a bunch of people's towns again. For the coming back to the island end of the stream part, we actually had a full roster of people, 7 visitors at once, which I was just blown away by, because honestly, like, you know me at this point. I don't really like do the community stuff. I'm not a community person anymore. And I wanted to do Animal Crossing just because I mean, people enjoy it, but like, just to try to work out of my shell and actually hang out with people one night a week, because that's the only thing I think that's the only way I can really organize these things is through an Animal Crossing stream. There's really no other way that I'm comfortable with anyway. And the fact that we got 7 people just blew me away. We even had more, like we had someone who wanted to come in, but there was no room, so like we had to say, okay, it's like next week. And that's cool. I'm glad that people are feeling comfortable enough to hang out at the streams there. And just have a good time for a couple hours or 30 minutes or whenever they want to stay, At least, give people something to do, or somewhere to go for a short amount of time. Let's see. I made in Animal Crossing. Second. I made an Ibuki Miyota outfit. That's on my regular Twitter. It's I have the like the outfit and all that, the design. I'm gonna try to do more Danganronpa stuff. Where is it? Come on. Come on. This is a long week. There it is. Wow. Okay. I did this a lot earlier in the week than I remember. But, Ibuki Miyota clothing design. It's kind of hard to, like, gauge her outfit because, like, she has a very basic school, like, sailor uniform. Like a school uniform with, like, the purple, cravat or whatever it is, like a little belt around her waist, and that's pretty much it. It's normal. Like, the crazy part about her is her hair, so it's kind of hard to work around that, but I think it looked pretty good. Let's see. Did a bunch more Final Fantasy VII and Trails in the Sky, obviously. We'll have more of that this week as well. Last week there was a Jewish holiday, Friday and Saturday, but I got everything done beforehand. There was nothing missing. This week is going to be normal. I just have doctor's appointments, but those should not affect streams or anything like that. Let's see. Lugajin announced that she is going to be doing a Let's Play of 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, so that's cool. I have not played that game. I saw Fury stream it, I think. Or some of it. I think you're playing 999, right? I think so. Got a whole bunch of birthdays last week. And that was the Animal Crossing stream. Most of it was Christy's birthday party, so that was really cool. Let's see. It's just fun. There's little pockets of people that I don't really interact with, but I can interact with them for Animal Crossing. Namely people from Misay's Discord, either people that are currently there or people that I originally met there, like Jimmy and Holly and Latias and all those people. Web, Gadzooks. And a bunch of people that are just active in the Animal Crossing part of Misay's community. It's just it's nice. Also, just my friends in general, because everybody's playing Animal Crossing still, I don't know how long this will last, but you know, it'll still be nice. But yeah, it was just a fun time. I hit an important milestone as well on Tuesday. I have 420 followers on Twitch. Usually I don't care about that number because it's not like I'm going to go anywhere on Twitch, but like 420 is 420, you know? The NASA and SpaceX sent 2 astronauts into space on a privately funded mission, or private company mission, for the first time ever. And the first time that American astronauts were launched into space from U.S. soil for 9 years. So that was really cool. I was originally supposed to be on the 27th, but weather delayed it to Saturday, so I missed the launch live, but I got to watch it last night, and I was so happy. Space is cool. I think that we should invest more in it. For the things that we're putting our money towards, like education and healthcare, are very important. And we should not take the money away from there to invest in space. But, you know, if we can siphon money from other large sources, I think that space exploration is just really great because it inspires kids to be scientists. I know when I was younger, it inspired me, it inspired generations of people so far to try to explore as opposed to hate. So I just think it's worth the money sink that it is, just to make people better. Yeah, my big drawing project this week was a redraw of a picture that I did 2 years ago. So, just to turn my computer. To turn my computer a little. So this Futaba picture that I drew in February of 2018 was like the first big project that I did on my my tablet, my new tablet, which is my current tablet. Like I drew it from hand, no tracing or anything. I drew it from hand, did a sketch, then line work, then coloring, then shading. And it took a long time. I was really, really proud of it. I don't remember if I did anything in the March, but in April, that Chiaki picture that is just out of view, that Chiaki picture up there was the next big project that I did. Here's just a better view of it, I guess. So this Chiaki was the next big project that I did. It took me a long time to do. Again, you know, with a reference or a couple of references, but it was just, I hadn't drawn Danganronpa really that much before. I hadn't drawn like shading or anything else like that. Like this is, you know, I've only had my tablet there for a short amount of time. I'd pretty much just done smaller work. So I was really, really proud of it, but certain parts of that picture bug me. Namely, I'm just gonna bring it up here, but it's not gonna focus. Namely, her hair. Like, I don't like the way that her eyes are. I don't like how puffy her hair is on top. Like, people say that it's a good picture. I can see, like, based on my technical skill at the time, I say it was objectively good for me where I was. However, a lot of the parts of the picture bothered me, and I really wanted to redo it, but I knew, A, that I was too busy to try and to give it an actual time, and B, that I couldn't make it better as it is. But last week, I took the time, and I finally took the time, and I redrew it, and the result was this, which is not as much Danganronpa like style as the other one. The other one, as you can see, is like more traditional Danganronpa look, but this one is softer, I guess. But I've wanted to make it look something like this for almost the whole 2 years since I drew the first one, but Just there is, aside from the background, obviously, the difference is, in my mind at least, staggering. Not to toot my own horn on this. I'm not trying to do this to say, hey, look how good I got at drawing. No, it's just, I'm really happy that I was able to, I don't want to say fix, but to improve what I've done. I just better at the hair. No, I'm not installing iTunes right now. I'm better at the hair, better at the eyes, better at the general shading and body shape, the bow and everything. So it's on Twitter if you want to see the comparisons. But I'm just really happy that I was able to do that, because it's been actually bugging me that, like, I put a lot into this, and such glaring problems with what I feel is Chiaki Nanami. So yeah, again, it's like less of the Danganronpa art style and more of whatever. It's not my style because I don't have one, but better references just give you better pictures. But I'm glad that I was able to do that. So I don't think that the old picture is garbage. I just think that it could have been a lot better, and I think that I did better finally. So it was just I don't know, it was a release in my soul that I finally did it. And I might look for other older pictures of mine to redo, but I can't, like, nothing comes to mind. Like, when I think about it and I say to myself, like, is there anything like I really just want to redo? And no, not really. None of the stuff here that I hang up anyway. Like, every picture that I do, I'm proud of in some way. And if I'm not, then I just forget about it. Yeah. Also did some amazing Danganronpa drawings. I put them on Twitter from Animal Crossing, the Animal Crossing streams. Chiaki, Monami, and Nagito. I'm sorry, Shrugito. Let's see. Tasha moved out of my Animal Crossing town, so I went hunting, and I eventually settled on Amelia. So I think I made a good choice there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Because then I left on Thursday. I made cheesecakes for the holiday. I think they came out pretty nicely. All right, that posted twice because it just wasn't going. Okay. And yeah, that leads us over here. So, that's pretty much like how things are, I guess. So this week, Animal Crossing stream on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm not sure what I'm streaming. I'm never sure what I'm streaming on Wednesday. Last week was Terraria, with my brother. Probably be something else. But yeah. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for not getting mad at me. For not being vocal. Thank you for considering the feelings of other people when you make sweeping statements. And hang in there, stay safe, and hopefully through people's effort, change will be coming. Oh, also, one final thing, which maybe I'll talk about in an episode of Final Fantasy VII. I'm very worried with Final Fantasy VII Remake, for one reason only. They're introducing items and summons from later in the game now. that you don't find for a long time. What are they going to do in later installments? Are they just going to repeat the weapons? I don't know. But I trust them to make the right decision in keeping it fresh if they're using everything up now. I feel like it's going to be something like the later installments will focus on different characters, so they'll just be able to introduce those weapons and such, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being you, hanging in there, doing what you can. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.